just finished a book called Slow Democracy. I co-authored it with a woman named Woden Teachout, and the subtitle is Rediscovering Community, Bringing Decision-Making Back Home. The idea of slow democracy is it's similar to slow food, the slow food movement being very much based on local you know, they say in slow food, they say, well, eating is an agricultural act, meaning we really should know the sources of our food and understand our relationship to the agricultural system. We're saying the same thing about democracy. We should understand where our decisions come from, and in fact, we should be part of that decision-making process. Government is not a they. Government needs to be a we. Well, we define slow democracy as democracy that is three things: inclusive, deliberative, and empowered. And that inclusion can be, you know, the community organizing techniques, but with a twist, because we really want to bring everyone to the table, not just our guys, but the whole, bring in all of those thoughts, because all of us know more than any of us. So inclusiveness is very important. The deliberation piece, of course, is critical, and really defining rigorously what we mean by deliberation. It's not just talking. We really need to be able to co-create solutions with you know, well-balanced, good information that weighs the pros and cons, so that we really know what the trade-offs are. And then the link to power is incredibly important. And it's so easy when we get wrapped up in these wonderful conversations to forget that without that link to power, it's almost worse than nothing having those conversations, because people feel as if they've poured their heart out, but then don't see results, or don't feel that they are not actually, they feel that they have not actually been heard. So the links to real decision-making power is something that I think is critical at the local level and beyond. I'm really interested in local democracy, community facilitation, helping bring people to the table at the local level. I think surprising things happen when people really listen to each other. I've seen experiences where someone comes to a conversation very much charged, very intent on making their point, and expecting an argument. And instead, when they hear someone actually listening to them and saying, so you know, these are your concerns, there's an element of surprise it's very exciting, because it opens up the possibility for moving to the next level in the conversation. My background is in environmental and sustainability work, but I'm very interested in bringing everyone to the table. So the idea of sustainability being, of course, environmental and economic and social issues all being at the discussion, which is really what makes me so interested in dialogue and deliberation. I think people are very hungry for this message that there is a way that we can work together. I think people have really lost faith and lost hope in the way that we typically think of moving forward together. That is government. We've lost our faith in democracy. And yet I think that we're very hungry for stories and examples of ways that we can work together. So when we hear about Portsmouth, New Hampshire and their Portsmouth Listens project, or we hear about participatory budgeting, we hear about some of the study circles techniques that people are using, people's eyes really light up, because they realize maybe this is something that could happen in my town. And I see again and again people looking for a way that they can make that work locally. I think local is an interesting place to start. Home is where the heart is, and once we start to engage locally, we start realizing our potential as citizens and how important it is for us to be able to actually impact the decisions that are made at a statewide or national level as well. I have to believe that we will take back our decision-making processes. Each of us individually will buy in a little bit more, so that we can come together to a future that is sustainable. I have to believe it.